Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k15 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. Final episode of Raw before the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, which is going to be huge! Make sure you have subscribed to the channel and keep up to date with everything to do with my website and Twitter and everything like that so you know when Royal Rumble will be dropping. Big matchup to kick off this week's Raw. Number one contenders match for the US title. No holds barred. Sami Zayn versus Xavier Woods. The winner faces Dolph Ziggler at the Rumble. Triple threat matchup. And we'll talk about this one in a moment, but it is Emma, Natalya, and Paige taking each other on. And that should be a good one to see where we're headed at the Royal Rumble. Six-man tag team matchup. The Ascension teaming up with Sheamus to take on Tyson Kidd and Cesaro and Roman Reigns. Sheamus and Roman Reigns will be going one-on-one at the pay-per-view. The Ascension will be having to defend their tag team titles against Tyson Kidd and Cesaro at the Royal Rumble as well. Two big matches combined in that one right there. Six-man Battle Royal matchup to see where we're headed for the Royal Rumble, to see who's got the advantage going in. Mark Henry, Big E, Bad News Barrett, Kofi Kingston, Kane, and Ziggler. And you notice Bad News Barrett is back again for another week on Monday Night Raw. What is going on there? Has he signed with Raw? I don't know. Perhaps he wants Dolph Ziggler again. Triple threat matchup between Brie Bella, Tamina Snuka, and Naomi. And that should be a good one. And our main event, it is our final main event of Raw before the Royal Rumble. Randy Orton teams up with the number one contender for the WWE Championship, Daniel Bryan, to take on Ryback and Seth Rollins, our WWE Champion Seth Rollins, in elimination tag team matchup. Triple threat between the Divas. Natalya picks up the win, pinning Paige. Big victory for Natalya. Six-man tag team action. It is the Ascension and Sheamus coming away with the victory. So nice win for those guys right there. And our six-man Battle Royal matchup, Bad News Barrett. And he defeated Dolph Ziggler in the final stages as well. Well, Barrett and Ziggler putting together a little bit of a rivalry here. You know, these guys just hanging around a little bit. Bad News Barrett wants to stick around on Raw for a little while. And this man, Sami Zayn, wants a piece of Dolph Ziggler as well. So everybody's kind of gunning after Dolph Ziggler right now. The US champion Dolph Ziggler might be in a bit of trouble because you've got some good, very, very good contenders coming after him here on Monday Night Raw. And I think this is where Raw really shines, I think. These guys heading towards this US Championship division, I think Raw has the best guys here. And that's perhaps why Bad News Barrett decided to join up. And here comes Xavier Woods. He is a part of the New Day. And whilst Kingston and Big E have been tag champions, Xavier Woods wants to put a bit of championship gold around his waist himself. Wants to be US champion. So Xavier Woods coming after Sami Zayn here tonight. These guys have faced off before in tag team action. Now it's time for some singles. So who is going to get the upper hand? Xavier Woods dancing, jigging. He feeling pretty good before this one. Sami Zayn actually did a bit of a jig himself. So both guys pumped up and showing us what their moves are before this one, before the Royal Rumble matchup. And both these guys probably will be a part of the Royal Rumble match, as well as a potential US Championship matchup here. Dolph Ziggler's had his opportunities to defend his title in the last few weeks. He gets a reprieve this week. He was a part of that six-man Battle Royal, which, of course, fortunately, Bad News Barrett did pick up the win there. Dolph Ziggler, one of the heavy favorites to win the Royal Rumble matchup, but he will have to defend his championship before the Royal Rumble. It will either be Xavier Woods or Sami Zayn, and, of course, Sami Zayn stepping into the singles division after, well, I wouldn't say breaking away as a tag team with Neville, but both men deciding to move away from the tag team division to pursue singles championship. Neville's already had his opportunity at the US title in one of the open challenges for Dolph Ziggler. He accepted it. Unfortunately for Neville, did not come away with the victory. So Sami Zayn, instead of taking the open challenge, he wants to earn his shot, and that's what he's been doing. In the last few weeks, he and Xavier Woods have been battling other opponents and picking up the victories, and now it's finally time for these two men to settle it out in a no-holds-barred match, just to add some extra emphasis, so there is no BS involved. It's a clear-cut winner. As Sami Zayn, nice suplex there, taking down Xavier Woods. I think Sami Zayn coming into this one probably has the most momentum. I think Sami Zayn, to me, is the number one contender. It's more about Xavier Woods proving that he's better than Sami Zayn. But to Woods' credit, he's been picking up the wins himself. You know, Xavier Woods for the past 2 months or so, he's been stepping into the singles game. He wants to get that US Championship, and whilst he's been close, he hasn't had the chance like he has right now to get himself in title contention. So this is a big matchup for Xavier Woods, and he has the opportunity against Sami Zayn right now. But Sami Zayn has the upper hand, as you can see, and what's he got planned now? Brings Woods over, and oh! Nice elbow right to the shoulder of Xavier Woods. And Woods has been the mouthpiece of the New Day, and I suppose even though they are a team, Woods wasn't exactly the tag team champions. You know, Kofi Kingston and Big E were both the tag champions. And Kofi and Big E, they've achieved so much in their singles career and then tag team career here in Universe Mode. Both, you know, multiple time champions. Big E, multiple time US champion. Kofi Kingston, multiple time IC champion. And then going on to win the tag titles. Both men have been very, very good here in Universe Mode. But Xavier Woods, he's just kind of been the third man. It kind of reminds you of the situation with the Shield. Now, I don't think Xavier Woods is all that frustrated at being the third man, but he's trying to give back to the team, I think. I think he just wants to feel like a champion. You know, you're a champion, but you don't have the championship belt around your waist if you're the tag team champion and you're the third guy. So, oh, Sami Zayn, nice move. Spinning down with the powerbomb. Oh, Xavier Woods just kicking out of the nick of time. And Sami Zayn looking to make quick work of Xavier Woods here. And he's going to bring him into the corner now. And what's he got planned now? Uh-oh, Woods head first off the turnbuckle. And Zayn turning him around. Right hand. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh, hell of a kick right to the corner. Right to the head of Xavier Woods. Here we go. Rolls him over. Hooks the leg. Here we go. Sami Zayn does it and makes quick work of Xavier Woods. And he is the new #1 contender for the US Championship. There it was, the big powerbomb there, spinning him around, drilling him into the mat. But Woods managed to stay alive, but wasn't for long though. Bang, right to the head. Xavier Woods down, Sami Zayn with a hand raise, and comes away with the win. Sami Zayn's career is just getting started, folks, here on Raw. He's entered the fold as a tag team guy. Now he's moving beyond that, and he has that US Championship in his sights. Do you guys think Sami Zayn can get it done at the pay-per-view? Let me know in the comment section down below. The Royal Rumble, it's going to be big, and Sami Zayn will be one of the stars on showing as we move on to our next matchup. And here we go, folks. The Divas are in action. And here comes Naomi. And she'll be one of 6 Divas competing in a 6-Diva Battle Royale for the Divas Championship. If you've been keeping an eye on the Royal Rumble page on the website, you would have known this. A bit of a sneak preview, but nonetheless, if you haven't found out already, 6-Diva Battle Royale, and all 3 of these Divas in this matchup will be a part of that match. And 3 Divas we saw earlier on, Emma, Natalya, and Paige, also all involved. So it'll be Emma, Paige, Natalya versus Naomi, Tamina, and Brie. They're all 6 Divas competing against one another at the Royal Rumble in a 6-Diva Battle Royal. Here comes our champion now. And here is Brie Bella. The odds are stacked against her. And we've seen the Divas Championship being a bit of a hot potato here in Universe Mode history. We've seen more Divas Champions than any other title here in Universe Mode. So perhaps we'll see a common trend again occur at the Royal Rumble. Because the 6-Diva Battle Royal, even though Brie Bella's been pretty good, you just have to get the feeling that it's just the odds are stacked against her. Now, before we get further into this match, I just want to remind you guys that I brought up an idea on one of my latest videos, on the Let's Talk Tuesday videos. I know some of you guys don't watch them. I don't know why you don't watch them. You're crazy if you don't. Hey, look at that sequence. Both Divas getting out of the ring at the same style at the same time. It's kind of funny. I brought up the idea that I'm thinking about doing a Royal Rumble pre-show. So what this would be a 30-minute pre-show, and I myself and I might bring in some other people who watch the show, and I know them from the forums or whatever. I might bring some of these guys in, and we'll talk about the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. So we'll have a bit of a pre-show panel, similar to what the WWE does on their pay-per-views, and we'll have some gameplay in the background, you know, probably show some highlights of what's been going on in the last, 4 weeks of Universe Mode action, heading in towards the Royal Rumble. So a bit of a pre-show. We do a run-through and give our predictions for all the matches on the show, and just kind of give a bit of a background on what's been going on. So if you haven't watched, or you've missed a couple of episodes of Universe Mode, or you've been behind, you've missed quite a chunk in the last few months, you can probably catch up a little bit there by watching this pre-show, and also would be a bit of a way to fill in the blanks whilst we wait for the main show to be uploaded, because you guys know I take a long time to get the damn thing uploaded, but you guys would have this pre-show available to you, so you wouldn't have to wait as long to get your Universe Mode fix. So Let me know what you guys think about that idea in the comment section down below. Do you think that would be a good idea? Is that something you'd watch? A bit of a Universe Mode pre-show to the Royal Rumble. We talk about the matches, give a run-through, predictions, everything like that. Bring in a few people as well who are pretty knowledgeable about the series. And yeah, so I think that'd be pretty cool. That's something I want to kind of get done. So I might try that out for the Royal Rumble, and obviously probably do it for every pay-per-view going forward. Even if I don't bring someone else on, even myself, giving like a quick 15-minute run-through of everything, my own kind of pre-show, and we kind of just explain the stories, explain the backstory and what's been going on, so you guys can have a better understanding. So I know a lot of you guys have a lot of questions and are kind of sometimes confused on what's going on, like who's the faces, who's the heels. This is the kind of show where we would explain everything and kind of, you know, give you the insight, because I know it all, but some of you guys aren't exactly sure, so we give you some insight and explain what is all going down. So let me know in the comment section down below about that idea. If that's something you want to see, Sami Zayn goes for the cover as we skip ahead a little bit on this one. The Divas in action here. 6 Diva Battle Royal. This is a big match. This is a really big matchup at the Royal Rumble. Now, we haven't seen a lot from our Divas in the last few months. It's really been Paige, AJ, and Brie Bella, the top 3 Divas. Now, AJ Lee not involved in this one. Paige, we haven't seen much of her at all in the past month. I think her only match she's had might have been on Raw this month, you know, just that we just had then, and she lost. So we haven't seen much of Paige, but she's been a prolific champion in the past, so she's earned her spot that way. But Naomi, she's been very impressive. She's picking up a lot of wins on Raw and SmackDown the last couple of weeks, so she's been very good. And Tamina Snuka has been one of these divas that's always in the wins. She's always doing pretty good, but she's never quite done enough to get herself a title shot. But now she gets that opportunity, and I think Tamina could be one of the divas that could get the win. And flying on the radar a little bit, you wouldn't really expect her to get the win, but I think she's very capable. And she's yet to be a Divas champion, from my knowledge, here in Universe Mode, whereas Brie's obviously champion now. Naomi, Natalya, Paige have all been champions in the past. So quite a number of Divas champions in this one, except for Emma and Tamina Snuka. So we could have the opportunity for a brand new Divas champion, because I really feel as though Tamina could be the unexpected winner in this one, I believe. But obviously Naomi has the momentum heading in. Emma's been pretty good since she's debuted. And obviously Natalya's been very good throughout the whole course of Universe Mode. And Brie Bella as champion been pretty impressive as well. So we have a lot of great divas in this one. I think this is probably our top 6 divas right now. As Tamina, nice suplex, down goes Brie Bella. And now Naomi and Tamina both trying to get back to their feet. And triple threat matchup, obviously we've talked about this many times, but you need to try and take out both of your opponents. Taking out one won't be enough, because the other one will get to their feet and stop you from picking up the win there. But Tamina in the corner. Naomi, a knee to the midsection there on Tamina. And I've been very impressed though with Naomi though. You know, we haven't seen a lot of Naomi for the last few months. Wait a minute, Brie Bella going for the cover here. And she picks it up. She picks up the win. I believe she kind of launched herself at Naomi, but I didn't think Brie Bella got all of it. So I wasn't really expecting the win there, but okay, well, I was about to give Naomi a wrath. Forget about that. Brie Bella picks up the win. What the hell am I talking about? I got no idea. But yeah, you go. Super kick right there to Naomi. Some of the highlights we saw in this one. She went for the cover. Wasn't enough, obviously. But Brie Bella at the end here, she kind of launched herself at Naomi and it just picked up the win randomly. I wasn't expecting that. And another one of these highlights that we saw throughout this one. So here it was. She kind of a running knee sort of kind of move. I don't know. I just didn't think she really caught much of it. But it was enough to put Naomi down. And Tamina obviously slow her back to her feet. She suffered a bit of damage throughout this one. Brie Bella picks up the win, guys. So the champion heading in towards the pay-per-view has the momentum. Will Brie Bella defend her championship at the Royal Rumble? Let me know, because whilst she's been good, the odds are stacked against her. 6 diva matchup. Naomi's been very good. Tamina's been good. There's been a lot of really good divas in this one. The odds are stacked against Brie, but we'll see. 6 diva battle royal. Brie Bella, perhaps the favorite. As we move on to our next matchup, and here we go. Main event time here on Monday Night Raw. And here comes the former WWE Champion, one of the most successful superstars in the history of Universe Mode, and last year's Royal Rumble winner. Randy Orton, we haven't seen much of him in the last couple of weeks, but obviously he had a title match at the pay-per-view that was TLC, our last pay-per-view that we had. Wasn't able to get it done against Seth Rollins, but now Randy Orton back in action tonight, coming up against familiar rivals Ryback and Randy Orton. And here comes this man, Daniel Bryan. And here he is. He'll be facing Seth Rollins at the pay-per-view, and well, what a journey this has been for Daniel Bryan. He's had a number of opportunities to get himself in this position, hasn't quite been able to succeed. Now, the one match he's been waiting for the past 2 years, one-on-one match for the WWE Championship, and he has it at the Royal Rumble, but it's going to be a hell of a fight. This man, Ryback, the former King of SmackDown, looking to become the King of Raw, and he's close, Ryback. He is very close to being the next WWE Champion. Seth Rollins has to watch this man because he knows how to win a title. If it comes a one-on-one title match, Ryback versus Seth Rollins, goodbye Seth Rollins' title reign, because I think that man could get it done. Luckily for Seth, he hasn't had to defend it against Ryback just quite yet. Well, at least not in a one-on-one matchup. Speaking of Seth Rollins, here comes our champion. And Seth feeling pretty good heading in towards the pet, you'd have to assume. And I think Seth Rollins, you know, I think of Seth Rollins and I think of him as one of the best champions we've ever had here in Universe Mode. The guys he's beaten has just been unprecedented. He has beaten the best of the best here on Monday Night Raw. In fact, he's almost beaten the whole division. But now coming up at the Royal Rumble, one-on-one matchup against Daniel Bryan. That's going to be a very, very tough task, because this is a bit of a situation, Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins, where Daniel Bryan has just so much built-up anger and frustration in the past 2 years that he hasn't had the opportunities that he feels as though he has deserved. He has felt as though that he has earned the right to have opportunities for the WWE Championship. He's done enough, but obviously the people in charge haven't exactly thought the same. Now, he's done enough. He beat Ryback to become the #1 contender a few weeks ago. And now Daniel Bryan will get that chance. He'll get that opportunity, but first he gets drilled on the mat there by Ryback, the big guy. Randy Orton really wanted nothing to do with Ryback in the opening stage of this one. But now Daniel Bryan gets that opportunity. He gets that shot, but will he be good enough? The excuses, no more. It's time to put up or shut up. It's time to finally prove that you deserve to be the champion after all these years, after the past two years, and after all these months, in the past few months, you know, that Bryan has, you know, expressed his frustration that he wants to be champ. You know, all these matches we've had for the title, 6-man Hell in a Cells, you know, fatal 4-ways that Daniel Bryan hasn't been involved in. It's time for Daniel Bryan to finally step it up and prove that he deserves to be a champion by beating Seth Rollins at the pay-per-view. This is his one and only shot, I think, folks. This is his best chance in his career of becoming the WWE Champion, and he has to take it, because if he doesn't, well, then Daniel Bryan's in the back of the line. And you know the Royal Rumble is always going to bring some crazy surprises. Who knows? The Rumble winner could be from SmackDown. He might come from Raw. And that means the WrestleMania main event is done, set, game over. Daniel Bryan will not main event WrestleMania. So it's something like that could easily end the hopes and dreams of Daniel Bryan if he doesn't get this done. But if he does win, if he does beat Seth Rollins, then look, you're the WWE Champion heading towards WrestleMania. You've only got one more pay-per-view, the Elimination Chamber, to survive. And if you can survive that, well, then it's all smooth sailing from there. You've done it. You are the champion at WrestleMania. That's every champion's dream. So Daniel Bryan, this is really the best chance he will ever get, and such a huge match. As Seth Rollins, oh, he's like drilled into the mat. And Daniel Bryan, well, he didn't really exactly want too much of Seth Rollins. He might let Randy Orton go after Seth, and obviously Randy and Seth have had a number of matches against one another, and Seth Rollins pretty much winning every single one. Randy Orton really has been, without a doubt, one of the best we've ever seen here in Universe Mode until he faces Seth Rollins, because the only guy that Randy Orton has not really been ever able to beat, and this is the guy that's beaten The Rock, he's beaten Triple H, he's beaten Brock Lesnar, he's beaten Ryback. Randy Orton's beaten pretty much everyone there is to beat, but Seth Rollins! Randy cannot beat Seth Rollins to save himself, and while Seth Rollins is champion, Randy Orton will not be. I guarantee you that. So Randy would love to see Daniel Bryan beat Seth Rollins at the pay-per-view, so Randy Orton has somewhat of a chance of winning, because Randy just cannot beat Seth for the life of him. And Seth Rollins has been doing whatever it takes to win, whatever dirty trick in the book, whatever tactic he has to employ to win this and defend his championship. Seth Rollins has done, but to Seth Rollins' credit, even though you may not like the guy, and I don't think many people really do, he has been a one hell of a champion. He's been pretty cocky, pretty arrogant in his actions. He feels as though he is the best right now, but to his credit, I think he truly is the best. You know, Brock Lesnar is the longest reigning WWE champion. If Seth Rollins keeps it up, I think Seth Rollins could surpass that. And in fact, Seth Rollins has obviously defended his championship more, been involved in Monday Night Raw a lot more, had a lot more matches than Brock Lesnar had during his reign. So you could already argue that Seth Rollins might already be a better champion than what Brock Lesnar was. There's a nice belly-to-belly. Down goes Randy Orton there. So look at Ryback teaming up with Seth Rollins right now. It's a bit of a case of keep your enemies very close here, because Ryback, he has one eye on Seth Rollins and one eye on the other two guys in this one, because Ryback wants to be champion, and Ryback has just been ruthless in his actions. But to be fair for Ryback, he's one of the favorites for the Royal Rumble for a good reason, because he has been in a great touch. You know, ever since Old School Raw, where he beat Rhino one-on-one, it really turned Ryback's career around. You know, Ryback was a guy who would barely get featured on the card, and he just wouldn't be anything. Just lose week after week after week. Just ask Randy Orton when Randy Orton beat Ryback a number of times. There's Bryan kicking the living hell out of Ryback to the chest, right to the skull this time. And Ryback in some trouble. Daniel Bryan turning him over. Didn't hook the leg though, and that may have cost him the win there as Ryback kicks out, powers out comfortably, and Bryan, running knee to Ryback. Here we go, the cover. This time he hooks the leg, but Seth Rollins is there to break it up, and Ryback has had enough, trying to get back to his feet and turn around, but Daniel Bryan showing some impressive form heading in towards the Rumble here, and Ryback, good decision, gets the hell out of there. Now the champion and the challenger go at it right now. So I think Ryback definitely has one of the best chances of winning the Rumble, I think, because he's just been very, very impressive. On a bit of a roll, very unlucky not to be in the Royal Rumble WWE Championship matchup, in my opinion. He's done enough, in my personal opinion, to be there, but unfortunately Ryback will just have to wait a little bit longer. Perhaps the Elimination Chamber might be his time to strike, but Ryback has been very, very good, so I think Ryback's one of those guys that can personally win the Rumble. I think there's, you know, I think of the Rumble winners. I think of Ryback, I think of Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Randy Orton. I feel as though because he won last year's Royal Rumble, I would put him there as well. But Randy, a few losses in the recent months, he's been struggling just a little bit. He may not be quite the Randy Orton that we saw earlier on this year. And wait a minute, Seth Rollins, hold on, hold the phone, lining him up, boom, kick right to the chin. Whoa, Bryan back to his feet straight away. But Seth Rollins takes him back down. And add another guy to that Royal Rumble favorite list would have to be definitely John Cena, number 30, obviously. A big, big chance. And Sheamus and Roman Reigns as well for Raw as well. And I can tell you guys, on next episode of Universe Mode, it will be a huge Battle Royal. 6 guys that could all win that Royal Rumble will be teaming up. Monday Night Raws, Roman Reigns, Ryback, and Sheamus will be taking on the team of John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and Batista. And that will be a Battle Royal matchup. Bit of a SmackDown versus Raw kind of flavor to it. But 6-man Battle Royal, every man for themselves before the Royal Rumble. And that'll be taking place on Main Event on the next episode of Universe Mode. So do not miss that one. That'll be a huge match. Raw versus SmackDown. We haven't had a lot of those matches. And we've been doing Battle Royals weekly on Main Event. Now it's time for the big guns to get in there and show us what they can do. Seth Rollins flying off the top, over the top rope there. And trying to get the win here. But Randy Orton's right there. Breaks it up comfortably. And look, so that'll be a huge matchup. There's a lot of potential winners for the Rumble. There really isn't that one favorite. I think possibly Brock Lesnar would have to be the clear-cut favorite right now. But there's a lot of guys who can win that Rumble and a lot of guys that could easily come away. And deservingly so. There's a lot of great superstars here who are ready to break away. And a guy like Daniel Bryan has been one of those guys. And he has an opportunity at the Rumble to do it against Seth Rollins. A guy like Ryback is looking to revive his career and get himself back in the main event picture where he feels as though he belongs. And Randy Orton just wants to keep at the top. So plenty of different scenarios and situations for many of these guys. As Ryback is just getting kicked tonight. Daniel Bryan is just kicking the hell out of him. Oh, this time right to the head. Ryback's having a bit of a rough night, literally, as Rollins saves the match again. Ryback might have a bit of a sore head tomorrow morning, I think, but nonetheless, Bryan, I thought he was going to set him up for the running knee. Ryback got back to his feet a bit too quickly before Bryan could set it up. This time, Bryan is ready. He's coming after Ryback for the second time. The running knee, there it is! Daniel Bryan again, this time, hooks the leg. In trouble again, but Seth Rollins saves the match, and he's not going to let Daniel Bryan pick up the win right now. Seth Rollins, the last thing he needs is Daniel Bryan to have momentum heading in towards the pay-per-view. Shoulders down. Yes, he got him! Yes, he got him! Well, Seth Rollins did not break that one up, but of course it is an elimination tag team match. Ryback has been eliminated. Seth Rollins did his best to keep Ryback in this one. But now Seth Rollins has Bryan right where he wants him. Powerbomb into the corner. Randy Orton trying to come and save the day. But great work there from Bryan. Obviously hit the running knee, and then he got the shoulders right down, and Ryback, really tough predicament. Just got, hit in the head with the kicks in the chest as well, and then the running knee. There was no hope for Ryback to kick out of that one. And Seth Rollins didn't feel as though he should have, he broke the last one up. He didn't want to come in and break the next one up, which was probably more deadly anyway. The type of cover that Bryan used. Now the kicks are getting into the chest and the gut of Rollins. And how about that one for good measure? Right into the head. Randy Orton wants in as well. Bryan is doing the damage. He's clearing house. And Rollins just kicking out at 2.5, staying in this one. Bryan looking very, very good. Just moments, or just days away from the pay-per-view. And he's just moments away from perhaps beating the champion. Seth Rollins trying to stay alive, and if you're Seth Rollins, you don't want to risk an injury or anything like that, but you certainly do not want to let your opponent get the upper hand and win. And now Randy Orton's involved. Here we go. Here comes Orton. Off the ropes. Bang! Right to the head. Seth Rollins in some trouble, and Randy Orton would love nothing more than to pin his arch nemesis, his arch rival, the man he just cannot seem to beat. Seth Rollins, as Randy Orton drags him into the middle of the ring, and he's got that leg. And the knee right into the ground then. Randy looking very good at the moment. Seth Rollins could be in some trouble. Here we go. Randy Orton. He might be setting up for something vintage here. Here we go. The DDT. There it is. And Seth Rollins on his back. Will he kick out of this? Referee, bit slow, but he's there. And he counts to 3. Randy Orton has finally pinned Seth Rollins, and the team of Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan walk away with the win. What a match for both those two men. Randy Orton needed that one to make his Royal Rumble claims a little bit stronger. Ryback is very impressive, but Daniel Bryan just one step ahead. And once again, Bryan picks up the win over Ryback. And Seth Rollins, well, he tried to keep this one alive, but it was Daniel Bryan who did the damage to Seth. Randy Orton came in, hit the DDT, and it was over. Right there. And Randy Orton surveying the crowd, feeling pretty good about himself. I think he realized right there, I've finally done it. I have finally beaten this man. Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan both have momentum heading in towards the Royal Rumble. Do you think Daniel Bryan can get it done? Do you think Randy Orton can get it done in the Royal Rumble match? Let me know in the comment section down below, and leave me all of your Royal Rumble predictions for Monday Night Raw side of things. If you don't know the card, it is on the website, BrendenPlayz.com. On the right hand side of the page, there will be a Royal Rumble image. Click on it, it'll take you to the Royal Rumble page. So don't miss the Royal Rumble coming up very, very soon. The promo is almost complete, and it is going to be awesome, trust me. You do not want to miss that. Guys, thank you so much for joining us again for another episode of Universe Mode. Please leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe as well to see more Universe Mode episodes, including the next episode of SmackDown, which is going to be massive, including that 6-man Battle Royal match on main event. Don't miss that. Don't miss Universe Mode, and don't miss the Royal Rumble. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.